Freedom of Information Act. Notice, this document is not intended to threaten, harass, hinder, or obstruct any lawful operation. It is for the purposes of obtaining lawful remedy as is provided by law. 2. Audit Department, Auditor's Controller's Office, Mail Referral Unit, regards to records being requested, FOIA, FCPA, Title 26, DBA, MFDF, EIN, TIN, DUNS number, SAM, and ABN. Attention, Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Court Administrator, State Bar Association, Social Security Administration, IRS, FinCEN, Federal Trade Commission, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Secret Service, Department of Defense, Comptroller of the Currency, United States Treasury, State Insurance Commissioner, United States Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, United States Department of Justice, United States Health and Human Services, Securities Exchange Commission, United States Postal Service, Mail Referral Unit, Audit Department Disclosure Office, Auditor Controller's Office, FOIA request regarding Common Law Freedom of Information Act and Open Public Records Act request. Dear Disclosure Officer, this is a request under the Common Law Freedom of Information Act, Open Records Act request at Title V USC subsection 552, Privacy Act at Title V USC subsection 552A, and Access to Public Records Act subsection 514.3.1 ETSEQ. This request does not fall under the exception of Title 26, subsection 6103E7. These documents are not sought for any commercial purposes. This is my firm promise to pay fees and costs for locating and duplicating the records requested below, ultimately determined in accordance with Title 26 CFR 601.702F. Understanding, exemptions are discretionary rather than mandatory. If for some reason you determine any portion of this request to be exempt from release, please furnish the following. A. Those portions reasonable segregable after the exempt material is deleted. And B. Detailed justification for your discretionary exemption, since the overriding objection of a FOIA is to maximize public access to agencies' records. And C. Provide the name of the official and correct address to whom an administrative appeals should be addressed. I am requesting copies of records in lieu of personal inspection of the requested records. I am asserting, under the penalty of perjury, under the laws of the United States of America, Title 28 U.S.C. subsection 1746.1, that I am a Category 5 CFR 294.103D, Title 8 U.S.C. subsection 1101A21 requester. Please send me a copy of all documents for above referenced requester and above referenced years maintained in a system of records identified Magistrate Judge John Doe Smith, full 5, 10, 20 year on the bench or whatever. 1. Demand copy of his mandated financial disclosure forms for the state of whatever state you're in. 2. Demand copies of Freedom of Information Act requests, FOIA, Public Records Act request for phone records that was made in and out of Magistrate John Doe Smith's chambers. 3. Demand all copies of all listed organizations associated under the above-listed corporation that his court chambers is doing business with copies of the registration and or tax ID numbers, i.e. EIN numbers, DUNS numbers, inclusive of but not limited to all listed county court miscellaneous funds, expense funds, special funds, donation funds, grants, block grants, annuities, futures, derivatives, debentures, trust funds, escrow accounts, offshore accounts, investment accounts, and or gift funds paid out to any and all of John Doe Smith's Valley County Circuit Court magistrate that's doing business with judges' funds, starting with Magistrate John Doe Smith's chambers. 4. Demand requesting information on organizations, associations that fund Magistrate John Doe Smith or John D. Smith, along with verified proof of a copy of how much funds being paid out for that applicable year from their organization, along with copies of their registration, tax ID number, and DUNS number. 5. Demand requesting information, copies of Magistrate John Doe Smith's or John D. Smith's trade reference that was being reported for the last 5 years in question, inclusive of but not limited to 2017 through 2022, and all suppliers whose reporting your payment activity under your company DUNS number. 6. Son of a gun. 6. Demand requesting information, copies of all organizations, associations, Magistrate John D. Smith established business credit with, even if any loans were taken out on said credit, inclusive of but not limited to a list of all lenders. 7. Demand request all copies of all organizations, associations, Magistrate John D. Smith established business credit with, showing proof that their organization, association is registered with the IRS, inclusive of but not limited to true copies of their IRS 990 tax forms. 8. Demand requests all copies of all directors, executive directors, all profiting owners, trustees, et al. For their nationality as well as political allegiance, and proof of verifiable certificates of status, inclusive of but not limited to the Foreign Agent Registration Act statement of 1938, amended in 1939, as amended in Title 22 USC subsection 611, and require a certified copy of Magistrate John D. Smith's anti-bribery statement as required pursuant to Foreign Corruption Practices Act of 1977, FCPA, Title 15 USC subsection 78 DD1 ET SEQ, and pursuant to Title 18 Section 201 bribery. 9. Demand request all copies of all listed organizations, associations, branch of government juncture that was constitutionally established, who issued Magistrate John D. Smith's authority to operate behind a bench, as I have not noticed it, but need clarification. Demand request ledger of accounting information of lawful money, gold and silver coin, that is being used in circulation within all listed organizations pursuant to Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution, that all has sworn an oath to uphold, as well as Magistrate John D. Smith swore an oath to uphold while doing business, inclusive of but not limited to a certified copy of Magistrate John D. Smith's oath of office to the following below amendment. U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, Article 1, the Legislative Branch, Section 10, powers prohibited of the state. U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, Article 1, the Legislative Branch, Section 10, powers prohibited of the state. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender of payment of debts, pass any bills of attainder, ex post facto laws, or laws impairing the obligations of contract, or grant any titles of nobility. Demand all copies of all organizations, associations, certificate of participation that Magistrate John D. Smith is doing business with, including but not limited to Magistrate John D. Smith's certificate of participation. 12. Demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's assumed business name certificate for doing business as Honorable Judge Smith. 13. Demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's assumed business name certificate for doing business as John D. Smith. 14. Demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's certificate of good standing with the IRS to do business in the United States. 15. Demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's delegation of authority to operate outside of Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. 16. Demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's termination, revocation, and rescission of his oath to the Bar Association for the state of. 17. Demand any and all of John D. Smith's IRS forms 433A and 433Bs filed in the last 5 years from 2017 to 2022. 18. Demand... Dang it, I did it again. 18, demand John D. Smith's public official bond naming John D. Smith, John D. Smith as principal as required per the any 50 states constitution, to be in place prior to holding any office of public trust, along with his liability policy bond, fidelity bond, good faith bond, and criminal policy bond, the surety's name and contact information, including but not limited to the address, phone number, and email, the trustee's name, as well as a certified copy of the power of attorney held by said surety. Demand the SAM.gov identifier number for the Valley County Circuit Court, Valley County, Nebraska, whatever you want to put there. 20, demand the SAM.gov identifier number for the Valley County, Nebraska. Demand a certified copy. 21, demand a certified copy of John D. Smith's bond with the Secretary of Treasury of Puerto Rico pursuant to Title 2032 AE 11. The inquiry is predicated on Title 26, subsection 2603, 2602, 2002, and 2001. Of Title 26, anyone in constructive possession of decedent estate property is liable for the transfer taxes on a carryover basis. 22, demand John D. Smith's contract under Title 45 CFR 75.2 as a contractor with Title 4D. 23, demand a report accounting for all the funds John D. Smith received under the American Disabilities Act, ADA, Title 2 and Title 3. 24, demand the contracts pursuant to 45 CFR 302.34 Title 4D contracts for Valley County, Nebraska. 25, demand the cooperative agreements pursuant to Title 31 USC subsection 6305 between the state and the Federal Office of Child Support. Let's see if I can do this. Nope. 26, demand full financial disclosure of the incentivized payments pursuant to Title 42 USC subsection 658A incentivized payments to the state. 27, demand any and all of the following IRS forms pertaining to Valley County Circuit Court, Nebraska. Put your case number, of course, as follows: 1096, 8281, 8300, 1099A, 1099 OID, 1099C, 4810, 4490, 10492, 2373, 8282, 8283, 709, 706, W7, W8, W9, 1099R, 8275, and Federal Reserve Form 2046. 28, demand evidence of who carries the primary active degree of fault for the unincorporated entity, Derek Chiton Gonzalez. Who created it, who owns it, who is liable for it, when was it manifested into existence, and who authorized its creation. 29, demand evidence of who carries the primary active degree of fault for the Social Security person, Derek Chiton Gonzalez. Who created it, who owns it, who is liable for it, when was it manifested into existence, and who authorized its creation. 30, demand evidence to the contrary that the United States does not carry the primary active degree of fault for all debts. U.S. Bankruptcy Act of 1933, Section 10111, declares the American people as the creditors and the United States as the obligator or debtor. That the signatures of the American people are used as credit, and the state franchises of the United States of America, Inc., DBA United States, Title 28, 2002, 15A, the state of Nebraska, etc., and their trustees, DBA Secretary of Treasury of Puerto Rico, custodian of alien property, controller of the currency, etc., are to discharge all debts. Location of the United States, UCC subsection 9307H, the United States is located in the District of Columbia, and Title 11 USC subsection 109, who may be a debtor, A, only a person that resides or has a domicile, a place of business or property in the United States, or a municipality may be a debtor. 31, demand evidence that the state of Nebraska, the United States, or any other state, municipality, city, township, county, and its agents and agency register people as property. 32, demand the evidence that the state of Nebraska's state seal is not registered in Canada. 33, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for Indiana Department of Child Services. 34, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for Valley County. 35, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for Valley County Sheriff's Department. 36, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for Valley County court-appointed special advocates. 37, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for Nebraska Bar Association. 38, demand a certified copy of the corporate charter for State of Nebraska. 39, demand a certified copy of the 1776 U.S. Declaration of Independence from the Library of Congress. 40, demand a certified copy of the 1778 U.S. Treaty of Amity and Commerce from the Library of Congress. 41, demand a certified copy of the 1789 U.S. Constitution from the Library of Congress. 42, demand a certified copy of the 1791 U.S. Constitution from the Library of Congress. 43, demand a certified copy of the House Resolution number 75, adopted May 4th, 1933, from the Library of Congress. 44, demand a certified copy of Public Law 92-280 from the Library of Congress. 45, demand a certified copy Public Law 9438 from the Library of Congress. 45, demand a certified copy Public Law 9438 from the Library of Congress. 46, demand a certified demand a certified copy Public Law 95-147 from the Library of Congress. 47, demand a certified copy Public Law 73-1, March 9th, 1933 from the Library of Congress. 48, demand a certified copy Public Law 94-455 from the Library of Congress. And 49, demand a certified copy of the 1786, June 28th, 1786, July 15th U.S. Treaty of Peace and Friendship from the Library of Congress. Thank you in advance for your honest services and commitment to the United States of America's Constitution, the Nebraska's Constitution, and the Republic. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and what will never be. Yours faithfully, without prejudice, I declare or certify, verify, or state under the penalties of perjury under the laws of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct. Notice, using a notary on this instrument does not constitute any adhesion, nor does it alter my status in any manner. The notary is for the purpose of proving verification and identification only, but is not a party to this claim and not for entrance into any foreign jurisdiction or benefit thereof.